Hi guys, it's Rae. Today we are going to do a fabric covered tumbler. You saw me haul this license plate fabric from Walmart. This is a full yard, so obviously I don't need all of it. So I'll have lots left for something else. I'm going to do a 20-ounce skinny straight for this one. So I only need like 8.5 by 9.5 piece of this. So just kind of getting it opened up. So I put down a towel because I want to press this out flat, iron it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and use my HTVRont heat press as an iron in this case, because this is now in the craft room. So I'm just going to let it warm up enough to act as an iron. I'm going to slather the cup with Mod Podge after it's flat and trimmed with a fluffy brush. I'm going to coat the outside. I'm going to coat underneath it. I'm going to apply it, and then I'm going to coat the outside multiple times. So I'm not going to do all of the coats on camera because it would be a forever long process when it's drying in between. So, alright, I don't need to wait for this to come fully up to temp just to do this. And we are going to put one more twist on this. I'm going to shut that off for just a minute. I am actually going to decide where my decal would go, which will be somewhere in here. And I'm going to cut that from HTV, heat transfer vinyl, because they've sent me a ton of it. And I'm going to apply that directly to the fabric. So let me get that cut and I will be back. Okay, so my vinyl is cut. I just cut a very simple decal. I grabbed something I could grab on the Design Space app. So you can see how nicely that peels. Super simple. I cut it on the HTVRont Strong Grip mat, and I used the HTVRont heat transfer vinyl. I used the blue and the white from this set. I did trim up my fabric a little bit, so I'm gonna let this heat press get up to speed. I'm gonna press it again quick. I need a small piece of parchment. I have a huge piece over here, but I only need a tiny piece for this. So, the pressing directions for this vinyl are 300 to 320 for 15 seconds. So I have this set for 300 or 3 something. It's coming up. I have this set for 15, and then we'll do it. These are a cool peel. You're supposed to let it sit for about 15 seconds, so we will do that. I'm going to go ahead and let this iron on here again for a minute while it's warming up, because you do want your fabric a little bit warm. Plus I saw there was still a crease down the center when I was trimming it. So I'm going to flip it over and also iron the back side to try and work that crease out a little bit more. And we are almost up to temp. So I still have a little tiny crease, but I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to try and I have to make sure I put this on the right way because it's not exact. It does have a little piece of the one letter that pops up there. But I'm just going to go ahead and line it up. So unfortunately, New Hampshire and Wyoming are going to get covered up almost entirely. But I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to put my parchment down. I'm going to bring my heat press in, and I am going to push the start. That'll start my timer. And I'm just going to give it a medium pressure. Okay. So again, this should be a cool peel, but I am layering, so I'm not going to worry about really letting it cool. And I'm going to get my second layer lined up. I just wanted something simple, and this was the only like dual layered Wanderlust they had. Okay, so this is cool to the touch. I can go ahead and peel it now. Looks good. So now we're going to get the heat press and the towel out of the way. Okay, I am ready to get the fabric on the cup. We will deal with trimming. Actually, let me just get it trimmed fully down to size right now. Make life easier. I do have a cutter for it, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and just trim it with my paper cutter because I'm so close to trimmed as it is. And that'll actually be pretty good. So I just gotta see if I have a straight line or if I need to take one more run at it. Now I can just put it on. And this Mod Podge isn't fully opened, so I'm gonna pour some into a cup. Again, fluffy brush. I'm gonna lay my fabric on and get it lined up. And get it smoothed on. So I do want to make sure I get, because I'm going to leave this little bit of overlap this time. I'm not going to trim this straight. I'm going to make sure I have some Mod Podge under there. And we are going to put a good coat on the outside of the fabric. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry thoroughly because this is a very heavy coat because it's under and over. Once this coat is dry, I'm going to come back in and give it probably 3 more coats, letting it dry in between. Okay, so I am ready to get my resin on here. It has a total of 4 coats of Mod Podge. So I have my epoxy mixed up. I'm going to use my touch of neon diamond dust in this one. I'm not going to use a ton. Just I kind of want to shake this up a little bit. Not really shake it, but like mix it. So not really a ton. Just like maybe that much. I'm going to get that mixed in well. Hair I'm mixing in as well. I feel like the colors in this one will look good over this because it's got a lot of blue and green to it. I don't know. I do have a lot of bubbles in my resin still, but those will come out, I promise. So, let's go ahead and get this applied. Okay, I did take my X-Acto blade to the top rim before I put the resin on, just so if I had any, and I did, built up Mod Podge from all those layers at the top, that was cleaned off. That way I could get a good seal on the top of the edge. So, we're going to come down, we're going to get a little closer look, and we'll call this good. Look how pretty that looks. It makes that HTV look like it was glitter HTV. This was the perfect choice of a cheat for this one. So, that is it. The bottom is just the white with the cheats. Nothing fancy. And, yeah, that is it for this one. Thank you for watching.